So 2.1, we're going to be focusing on input devices and their uses. So input devices allow data to be inputted into a computer system. So examples of input devices are a keyboard, maybe you want to write text into a word processor, mouse to control a cursor, the pointer on the screen, joystick, perhaps you're playing a computer game and you want to control a computer character, a microphone to record audio into a computer system. So the information will be processed and then the information may be outputted either onto speakers if it's audio, printed, outputted onto a screen, monitor, or projected as well. So let's look at some input devices in a little bit more detail. So we have a keyboard. A keyboard is a typical input device which you may find on a desktop computer, on a laptop, built into the laptop, used to input data into applications. So for example, typing commands into a CLI interface, typing letters into a Word document, for example a letter. So with a keyboard, it's easy and familiar to use. It's quite quick to enter text into a word processing application. Disadvantage is a slower method compared to direct data entry, which will be focused on 2.2. A numeric keypad can be used at the ATM, at the point of sale, terminals, chip and pin, mobile phones to enter numeric values. So for example, chip and pin, you may be requested to or prompted to enter your 4-digit pin. So it's straightforward to use because you don't have many options to select. Keys can be too small perhaps to select numbers, and could be difficult to type letters. So older mobile phones, you would have to click on a number of times to click on a particular letter or to input a particular letter. So here we have 3 different pointing devices which could be used to control a cursor or pointer on the screen. So we have the mouse, a touchpad which is found on a laptop, and a tracker ball. Okay, with the mouse, it's easy to navigate through menu options, it's familiar to use, it's quicker to select an option compared to using a cursor on a keyboard. The disadvantage of using a mouse to select windows, icons, menus, and to position a pointer is that it could be easily damaged. The cable could get trapped or could get damaged, and also it requires a flat surface. Now a touchpad is used on laptops as a pointing device. It's part of the keyboard, so no extra device needs to be purchased. However, it's more difficult to use compared to a normal mouse because less people will be familiar using a touchpad compared to using a mouse. So the tracker ball is also a pointing device. It's used by those who have limited motility in their wrists. It's easier to use compared to a mouse because you're not having to move a tracker ball. You're simply using your fingers to control the ball at the top of the tracker ball to move the cursor on the screen. So it's more accurate positioning of the pointer. Okay, so the disadvantage of the mouse or of the tracker ball is it tends to be more expensive and is not familiar to a typical user.